Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm just pulling up my socks. Sorry about that. I didn't start right away last time, so um, I put a spell on myself. It's like, yep, I'm going to be doing something and it'll start right away. Well, I don't know whether or not that's true. It worked. So, yeah, I was listening to some people talking about whether Jesus was real or not. And the thing is, the whole name and gender has been hijacked. And yes, as far as a man posing and who would come first, all of that, yeah. But when I sit there and hear like a liar talking in a group of people, and I know God's talked to this person's heart, and it doesn't matter what walk of life people are from when they know the truth within themselves and continue with the lie. That's who I judge them to be at that moment. A liar's a liar. And I had written something like, just bottom lining everything and showing people the error of their ways. And that's all I can do. That's where I'm at today with people. It's like, yeah, stupid is as stupid does. And if they're led by stupid, that's who they're going to be. That's who they portray themselves to be. It's nothing I can do about it. But it's disappointing because you can have a couple of really intelligent people trying to get to the bottom of the truth, and one in a conversation, there's always that one, if you know what I mean, that goes off base, off track, off kilter for their own gains, and admits it as they're doing it. Like my book wouldn't get published unless like I um didn't speak about the gender or didn't speak about other countries. If I just tell one little white lie here or whatever it is about a bloodline or migration or language, putting all those things together, and a lot of us have, you know, and still continue to fucking lie just to make money. That's disgusting, you know. So then I turned on which I'm going to finish watching. Jason from Archaics has got some more charts on the Egyptian pyramids because he knows that's for people in our generation to decode and to decipher. We're the only ones that can make that. It's not magic, but I'll just reference it like we're the only ones that can control the magic of those pyramids, you know. And they're not from outer space. They were built here, and not by giants either. Machinery and very few people, not hordes of slaves like all the bullshit. And why haven't the pyramids ever been mentioned in the Bible? They're so much older. Don't you know that? That's ironic, isn't it? Not like they didn't know they were there. It's just like if you have somebody called King David and they live in a neighboring town, you're going to have heard of that person, you know, in ancient times. Bards and travelers and highway people or whatever, armies marching through and killing everybody. Oh, the good old days, right? No, it's still happening. Yeah. The only way to stop, like, people are always so worried about the women and the children being raped and murdered. That's going to happen anytime there is a war anywhere. And if we don't stop supporting them, in all of our countries, people are doomed, you know. I keep telling people, whether they believe me or not, but your deeds will determine whether or not you have a vessel for your soul. Imagine not being able to read something or listen to a video because you have no material, have no essence to motivate in the material realm, but you'll be aware of yourself. Wouldn't that suck? Well, I keep telling people that's exactly what I would call um, Satan's minions along with him. That's what you're looking forward to. Every time you lie, you get one step closer. Every time you admit the truth, you get one step closer to being not even a flesh bag. And that's what I honestly believe from the bottom of my soul. Not just because, I mean, and it's just like with watching Lady Babylon and the satanic things that I grew up knowing from the white papers from the Blue Lodge. I mean, these things are not new to me. And if you don't know how things have been twisted, and the only place I've gotten the absolute truth, two places: Lady Babylon and Gnostic Informant. And Myth Vision is usually pretty spot on, but today had a flippin' clown on there from the Middle East telling lies about bloodlines, and I've had it up to here with that bullshit, you know. So anyway, yeah. So I will be going back to watch Jason from Archaics, but yeah, if you want to hear the truth of history and language and how the Bible was written, you probably want to listen to Lady Babylon. All of them. You'll always get nuggets. Ignore the stuff you don't like. That's what I do, you know. Like I know now, like with a lot of Renaissance art, they've put in, and it's mostly so they don't get a strike. But for me personally, I like they put crosses over exposed areas of people, and that's a good thing, especially here on YouTube. If you know, then we have a choice whether or not we see that type of thing that we might not care to see, you know. But if you can look past those types of things that are annoying, then you're going to learn a lot. And once again, if anybody's afraid of God coming out of your heart, or if you're afraid of Satan in any way, um, what a coward and a simpleton and ignoramus. Talk about lack of not wanting to learn or laziness. That's like beyond whatever, you know. But if I tell you someplace you can actually learn, whether you actually, okay, there's people that they think they Christ themselves by putting like body fluids in their eyes or ingesting it or whatever. And in all reality, all you have to do is kiss somebody, swapping spitballs, and you have a essence of their soul within you forever. You know, so blood and urine and feces and all these things some whack jobs do isn't even necessary in their own dark magic. And that's what makes it dark, because they're stupid like that, you know. But then you would have to think about a person's physiology and go into biology and a scientific mind into the microorganisms organisms and understand what's going on with all that and what the black goo actually is that people talk about has really nothing to do with nanorobotics. It is spiritual, it's controlled, whichever wolf you feed within yourself, you know. But that was kind of all jumbled together, but these are the things I'm thinking today. Trying to get out enough information for people, even the satanic crew. Hopefully, some of them will listen to me that you don't need to be doing all that. If something like that were to happen by accident, like if you were making love to somebody and somehow blood got involved, or that type of thing, or feces, or semen, or whatever. Um, if you consider yourself Christing yourself with that and the chemical reactions within people and whatever. But nothing is ever true love if you're leaving the spirituality out of the Creator and how we actually got here and what we're supposed to be doing. You know, that's really the bottom line on all that. And practicing anything for any reason, not only is it not acceptable, it's unnecessary. You can get a whole lot more done with your mind, your heart, and your soul without any practice of anything. I couldn't say that more. So, and I see the end results, and I have seen the end results of people that had been that way their entire lives and what their end of life stage looked like for them. Wasn't really a pretty thing. So, and the fear at the very end, you know, for good reason. People know when they're making the wrong decision. And just with what I said, if there's any satanic people listening, it resonated with you. You heard me and you understand me quite clearly. Whatever art you think you're practicing isn't free. You're going to pay for that. That's biting the hand that feeds. You don't do that. That's disgraceful when it comes to romance and making love and turning it into some kind of ritual. Shame on you. From me, I'm not shaming you to God or nothing. This is a personal thing. Gross. That depth thinking. Calm down with that shit. For real. Because it'll catch up to you. That's my warning for you with that. So, and yeah, you can get over your little shame on you from me. Just get over it and do better, you know. I did. If I can do it as a youngster and pull myself out of a dark community and carry on with my own strengths and our own free will, that's what's meant to happen, you know. We're all able to do that, to decipher what really is good for us and ultimately everybody else with the decisions we make every day, you know. But no, people don't change, and whether or not I love people and I have temporary lapses of forgiveness, in all reality, I don't forgive people enough to not want them to pay for their crimes. I don't want to see anybody die or cry or anything like that. But to actually have taken out of them what they took out of people, and they thought that was free when they are going to have to pay for that. So, like, say if they live in luxury or they were liars or scammers or whatever they were, they're going to have a time in their existence where they are going to feel what they put other people through. You know, that's the only way they're going to learn, and that's fair. So when we take it from God in essence and propose that we could do some kind of ritual or do something that is going to give us a special gift, those gifts are inside of us without any kind of spells and practices. Those are natural gifts that we get when we do things the right way. You don't have to practice anything. And I'm not just talking like the right way, like if you are keeping it to yourself and not telling everybody what your sexual preferences are in the world. And God gives you graces and gifts no matter who you are. Just do it the right way, people, you know? Care about the next 7 generations instead of your own immediate selves for one time, you know? Because without caring about that, what if this is your trial run and what if your kid ended up being your mother and you treated your kid like shit or didn't want your kid to live? Maybe you were eliminating your own existence. I mean, who knows? God's surely got more magic than we do, right? People don't look at, you have to look at things from every single angle. And if people did, they wouldn't be doing the things they were doing like that. For instance, if somebody were to put a love spell on somebody, why would you want somebody that wouldn't naturally love you around you? I fucking wouldn't. Ish. It's like, that's nasty. And if somebody did something like that to me, that's fucking nasty. Get out of here with your shit. You know? There's just no reason for it. It would be still fantasy. Who wants to live in fantasy? You know? I've never been big on it. I like real, you know? But my warning for people really is beware you're not using God's energy and taking that for granted. You don't have to get on Facebook and write, oh, I'm grateful and praise the Lord and all this hokey and bullshit. Shut up and get out of here with your it's bullshit. Or even when people are like hailing Satan and praising people, shut the hell up. No parent, no forefather wants to hear that shit unless they're in a dark zone and you think you're lifting their spirit somehow. If you actually kind of have that warrior attitude, eh, I could kind of see that. But I'll never do that shit. Not to nobody, you know. I'm thankful to God and that's enough. Period. I don't jump through hoops for anybody that thinks they control this world. I'll never do that. So I go back to my old motto, same old, same old. I'd rather die than lie. I'd rather lose my soul than be a liar. Repeat after me. That should stop it all right there with everybody. Examine yourselves very closely. Nobody needs to be judged. You have that measurement right inside yourself. And without honesty, nobody's anything. You're not nothing. If you're a liar, you're less than the scum of the earth. These so-called political leaders, they make me want to really barf. How about you all? It's terrible. I can't stand these people, and they're really not that bright. Look, if they were wonderful in accounting and history and community um, and social educations and all the good things that we should have in our lives, our country wouldn't be as screwed up as it is. But their leadership skills are poor, and they get a great big F minus from me. All these world leaders, they're putrid. They're little fucking toads with hardly any brain or soul. They're really not very bright. They have a well, say if they had like a Ivy League education, and most of them do, they still only know what the establishment put there up to a point. There's still a whole lot more that you can learn that they won't. Don't let anybody stop, like I've heard some scholars like I wrote a book and everybody else is autodidactic, self-taught. So they could never be as intelligent as me. There's some of you that were more intelligent than that in your cradles, you know, for real. So don't let anybody's bullshit ever stop you like that. If you have people in your life that are going to show you something and help you excel beyond your wildest dreams, that's who you want to hang around with, you know, not the puppets for the system. Oh, look at me. I can show you that the Vatican is a snake. Oh, geez. Thank you, Sparky. We knew that back like when we were tiny people. It was pretty obvious, you know, doing just what the Dark Cabal wants them to do, you know, paint human beings as both genders stuck together, you know, or that Mary wasn't raped, um, and the monsters were created out of inbreeding on this planet. You know the truth, and it will come out. So, and actually, who ultimately in the end has control of this world, the name is not Satan. That's the title for the rapist and the child molester and the poser called Jesus. That's who they are. And they're misogynists and they hate women. So if you love your family or anybody that's female in your life or yourself, I just actually told you what's going on. It's in this world so far, two against one. It's two men against the father and the son against the female because she isn't being represented in the picture as our great mother. And she was poisoned and annihilated and all kinds of shit done that you would hardly even could fathom, you know. But the truth is going to come out because it was put in play and set where there's a time, it's on a timer. So some people think the future isn't going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen how people want it to for them. The one I heard that out of. No, you still have to work, you know. When things aren't being done right and it's represented wrong for one's own gains, no matter what it is, no matter how much I love a person, if you're not doing it right, you're not friendly to everybody. And it a person really, if you don't have that friendship for the world and you're not true in your heart like that, you don't deserve to live. You really don't. You need to think about that. It's not a game. And if you have to turn against the dark cabal and your life gets more difficult, well, it might feel like forever, but it isn't going to be. And that's the decision I made when I was a little kid. So I turned away from that. I could have had everything handed to me at a price, you know. That's not gonna work, people. you know. And being mean to me or ignoring me, that's not gonna help you either, you know. Whatever. I'm like, at this point with people like that, I'm like, I only want people around me just like that love potion thing. I don't want nothing to do with you. If you either have to put a spell on me or you want me to put one on you or you don't care or whatever it is in life, I don't want nothing to do with you like that. You don't belong here. That's not the kind of atmosphere this world was meant to function in, you know? Takes all the romance and the love, the true love for a significant other, takes the reality out of it all. Religion does, rituals do, um, sorcerers and witches and stupid people. You're all included in this, you know? The ignorant, the ones without God in their heart, because if they were doing what they were instructed to do, their life could be easier in different ways. You can make your own magic happen just by thinking about it, not doing rituals, you know. Tonight's going to be interesting. It'll be my sixth ancient Greek lesson. So, and I'm happy because I actually am starting to recognize words and somewhat. I mean, I know it's going to take a lot of pushing, but I'm not going to give up. And I know that's where um, the ancient stories of history before the Bible, and you can see how the Bible comes out of that, was written way before the Dark Cabal. The Khazarians got their hands on that information and changed it to suit themselves to enslave the whole world by keeping our history from us, you know. It's already been proven. It's just that the stupid ones keep pushing their bullshit, no matter what religion or country or whatever they're from, group, affiliation, whatever. They just keep it up because they're that stupid, and those are the ones that really need to pay for their crimes against humanity and God Himself. So when you feel the divine spirit talking to your heart and you ignore that, that's a message from God. He's not going to single you out and talk to you, or I. Not on this playing field. closest you're going to get is Satan, or what people refer to as Jesus. And if that's who you're praying to, you, oh boy, you don't only pay for the energy you're accepting, you're accepting somebody else's energy that was stolen. That's like receiving stolen property. That's even worse, isn't it? Now you know. Don't wield your dark arts and be careful around those who do, because they are wicked and stupid. Could be very intelligent and still have that one coward spot. Well, then you're not worthy. It's as simple as that. So I only want the strong ones around me, the ones who actually know and will stand up for truth and justice. That's what we're all about. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Have a really beautiful night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.